So with the 4-day mark, you can take the class whenever you want to. Some people are like, I want to listen to the class and take it like when I get back from the gym. Some
Yeah.
people are like, I want to do it with, my roommates or
Right?
whoever, which is super fun. And we do those 2 times a week. So you get
Yeah, you
access.
could do that before work. Like
Absolutely.
instead of
Absolutely.
schlepping to the gym, that would be
Exactly.
awesome.
Yeah. And you get to take the class with our awesome instructors. So
Yeah,
everything's
yeah.
like pre-recorded, which is super great. Our instructors are high energy. They have great moves. Okay, number one. But number two, they're
Yeah,
high
yeah.
energy and they're fun. So when you
How
go,
did you find instructors for this? Did you like call the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders or like who did
yeah,
you?
no. So this is actually something I learned when I was on the show, Business 101, is you got to invest in your employees just as much as you'd be willing to invest in a client. So a lot of people think about running like paid ads
Yeah.
to like promote their service or promote their business. We do that, but we ran paid ads to find instructors. So we
I've
ran,
I've I've done a fair amount of that too
yep,
for groomers. Yeah, I
yep,
understand.
yep.
Oh,
So we
that's
ran some paid
neat.
ads. We also did a lot of word of mouth. We knew that some of our instructors would be certain places. There's a lot of college campuses around this area. There's a lot of gyms. There's a lot of Zumba classes. So we put up flyers and called different gyms and stuff and let
That's
people know that
smart.
we were hiring. And we got just under 20 applications for dance instructors. Is a lot.
What? How many do
It's a
you
big
need?
pool.
Like how many did you need to hire?
So we've hired 5 so far, which is wicked awesome. And we've got
That
another
is
instructor.
amazing. You have
Yeah,
your pick, like, oh my
yeah,
gosh.
they've been so awesome, and a lot of people are really bought into our franchise
Hey,
and
well,
what we're
shoot.
doing.
Now, how much does it cost do you have to subscribe to a certain amount of classes per week? Do you pay a week in advance, a month in advance? 'Cause I'm just thinking of like when my daughters had ballet and we used to pay for like,
A
I don't
gajillion
know, like
classes.
8 weeks or
Yes,
something at a time. And it was a lot of money. But anyway,
yes. So
wondering.
that's one of our differentiators. Actually, is our primary offer is an unlimited membership. So all my gym
Oh,
people out there, my Orange Theory people, my bar people,
yeah.
they have memberships, but not a lot of them are unlimited. Okay. So with us,
Right.
if you have an unlimited membership, you can take as many classes as you want to. Our membership is $99 a month. So that
Oh
means,
my gosh, that's brilliant.
yep. So, and it's super affordable. So if you were to take classes, let's say once a week, it's 25 bucks a class. Twice a week, $12 a class. Three times a week.
What's the name of that franchise again?
Yes, it's called Diva Dance, all one word, Diva Dance, and then whatever the location is. So for us, we're Diva Dance Arlington.
Okay, okay. I gotta see if
Check it
they have
out.
that around here. Like, seriously, sounds so cool. And it's hard when you're a mom. Like, I don't really drink just 'cause I'm not like morally opposed to it. I don't I'm a cheap date. I get hungover really easily. I don't have time to feel like garbage. So, like, that's what lots of soccer moms do. They want to sit around and like drink wine. And so I always feel kind of out of place. I don't really have anything to do. It's hard to meet people. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
So that sounds really fun.
it is.
Okay. Well,
It's super
shoot.
fun. Yes, we are all in the business of inspiring confidence, building community, and changing lives. What
Well, I
people
mean,
feel better
like
about
you would get in
themselves.
shape too. Like you would,
Absolutely. Oh yeah,
and you'd like accidentally get in shape, like while you're
absolutely.
having fun. Like that's
We,
the best.
we like to call it sneaky cardio. It's part
Yeah.
of our marketing, but it is sneaky cardio. Like you will come to a class, you will close your rings, you will shake a little bat, okay, and you'll feel good about yourself.
I mean, my girlfriend and I, before I met my husband, or before we started going out, we used to go out dancing every single Friday from
That's so
like
good.
we'd start at like I don't know, whenever the first good song came on, after the after work crowd left, like we'd be the first ones on the dance floor, last ones getting kicked out. And like I could eat like a horse back then. Because what it is like 4 or 5 hours of like straight exercise and you don't
Yep.
even realize you're exercising. I couldn't do like I don't know, I couldn't lift weights for 4 or 5 hours. I'd be miserable, I'd
Oh.
be mad.
No.
So that's really awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you get like So cool. How did you get involved in this scene?
Yes, excellent. So I've always been super passionate about helping people reach their fullest potential. It's why I became a speaker.
Yeah.
It's why I traveled around the country. I really want to tap into people's fullest potential. I want them to see their fullest potential. And as a speaker, I did that by way of my craft,
Mm.
on a stage with a microphone. And as I was starting to think about, like, how else could I be doing this? I started to find, like, what's my hobby? What do I like to do for fun? And I've been a dancer for years. Ever since I was like 4 years old, I've been a dancer.
Okay.
So, when I moved to Dallas, I started trying to find adult dance classes, and I ran into Missy Elliott was not calling me to be her backup dancer. I
Yeah.
was not interested in a ballet studio. Wasn't really my vibe. And Zumba was okay, but like I want to do my own dance. I want to like
Right.
learn my own dance and actually dance as opposed to follow the leader. So I
Yeah.
found Diva dance as a client, and I started taking classes.
Oh,
I became an instructor, and then I was like, I need to do this as a business.
what?
Um,
That is so cool. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. It feels like really random after the speaking thing. Like, don't get me wrong, because I have a finance consultancy and a dog daycare, so I'm sure people say the same thing. I'm no
yeah,
judgment for sure, but like, wow, oh, that's really cool. So do you still do the speaking then,
yeah,
or
yep. I do. So last year I did 70 gigs. Um,
oh,
yeah,
that's still a lot.
lots of
Okay.
gigs. And we are in March right now when we're recording this of the following year, and I'm at 26
Oh
gigs.
my gosh.
So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely still doing the speaking, doing the consulting. It is both an art and a science. A lot of people
Yeah.
use speaking as a currency, for their business, but not a lot of
Yeah.
people make currency from speaking.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely right.
yep, I'm still doing both, which is super cool because I feel like in a lot of ways, what I talk about around like self-awareness and being more confident, and helping to find community is what we do in Diva Dance. Just the
Yeah.
modes of the modality, the vehicle of transformation is different, but
Yeah,
the end result is
exactly.
still the same, which is super cool.
Oh, that's fun. How did you get into the speaking thing?
Hmm. It's just such a fun story. So I used to work on college campuses for like 10 years. So when I graduated from college, I went back because why not?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, I did that too.
yeah, and I got another degree, and my degree was to work on college campuses. So my very first job was at Millikan University. Shout out to
Okay.
anybody who knows what Millikan is. It is a small, tiny school in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. It is
I've
where
heard of it.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they
yes,
recruited me a long time ago. Yeah, a
this
really,
is the
really long time
school.
ago.
This is the school where the original voice of Ariel went. That's their claim to
Oh,
fame. Yes. So that's where she went to school. That's where she got her training. And then she hopped in and became the voice of Ariel.
my
From like the
gosh, that
90s
is too
cartoon.
much
Yeah.
fun.
So cool. So that was my very first job. So as part of my role, I would hire speakers. We would hire speakers to bring people to come in and speak to our students. Well, it was a like a February time frame, and we had hired a speaker to come in for an all community wide event. So we had this big room downstairs where there was like 250 chairs, and we had a bunch of students that were there for this big community event
Yeah.
on like inclusive leadership. And the speaker wasn't there. Finally, they texted me and they were like, I'm not going to be able to make it. There's a huge travel issue in Chicago. Like we're 3 hours away from Chicago. So they couldn't make it. And so I had this huge room full of students that were ready to hear from somebody. And I was like, what do we do? And my boss is like, could you do something? And I was like, I can try. So I tried and I knocked that ish out of the park, y'all.
That's awesome. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, that's
So it was just kind of like
brilliant.
divine intervention a little bit
Seems
where
that way.
some sort of higher power was like, you will do this today. Um, and then I realized that people obviously get paid for that. And for so long, I was on the opposite end of booking these people. And then I was like, I could be on the other end.
That
So,
makes sense,
yep,
actually. That makes sense. Did
yep.
you ever think
of going into it before you kind
No.
of got pushed out on
Mm-mm.
stage?
No, nope,
Not one thought in your mind like, I could do that.
no,
No.
no.
Oh my.
I just never really found it to be my lane.
Yeah.
And then once I had that experience, I was like, okay, cool, got it.
It's
So then I started,
exhilarating, right?
yeah, and it made me feel like there was more possibility, which I really liked. And then I went to a couple different agencies, like speaking agencies, to be like, will you represent me? And I went
Oh,
to
I
three
didn't know
different,
there was such a thing,
oh
speaking
yeah,
agencies.
yep,
Okay.
yep. Um, and